Hi, this is Rick from Edwardle Software, and this video is part of the training series for Poker Odds Calculator Pro. And in this particular video, I'm going to discuss the equity heat chart. So let's actually start by doing a player with pocket tens versus two random cards. So now, when you look at the detail stats, that's clicking the blue button here. This last stat, we should actually have it filtered out here, but this last stat is the equity heat chart. And this shows you all the possible hands for this random player, from 3 deuce offsuit all the way up to ace king offsuit, 3 deuce suited up to ace king suited, and also all the pair of twos through pair of aces. So on this grid, it shows you basically a color corresponding to each hand. For example, the aces, pocket aces, kings, and queens, and jacks are all green, meaning if you look at the chart here, they're really high up here, meaning they're close to like 80-90% equity. And the blues are around 50% equity or slightly below 50%. And the purples around here, these hands in the purplish, are basically around 30%. And these red hands are closer to between like 10% down to 0%. And notice on this chart, this player, random player, if you forgot, he's actually up against pocket tens in this case. So that's why all these cards up here are green, because these card hands dominate the tens. So another kind of hidden feature of this equity heat chart is if you tap and hold on the grid, up pops the percentage of what you're hovering over top of. So here the pocket jacks, it shows pocket jacks 81.2%, pocket tens 49.7%. That makes sense because you're up against pocket tens. So all these show the percentages 80%, and you can let's scroll to I don't know, pocket sixes. There, pocket sixes 18%, and let's look at some really bad hands like the 10 deuce, 7.5%, 7% for 10 deuce. That's because the guy has pocket tens. So if you have 10 deuce against pocket tens, you're in bad shape. And let's actually show ace 10 suited, 28%. However, let's say you have two overcards like ace jack, 43, 43, 43, 41, 43, 43. So all these hands are around 43%. Now down here is actually a filter, and you can actually slide it to turn off equities. So that's actually nice. So let's say you only want to see hands that are your 50% or above. There. Let's say I only want to see hands that I'm like 30%. That's there. Or let's say I want to see really good hands. You can filter all the way up here. There you go. Now you might be wondering, sometimes these percentages are slightly inaccurate, and that's because when let's go back here. These are actually simulated odds in this case, and when they're simulated, the equity heat chart is more approximate or less accurate than the other stats in the calculation engine. For example, the general equity statistics is actually pretty close. However, since these are broken down in so many discrete elements, it basically magnifies the error in the calculation. So if you want more precise equity heat charts, a good thing to do is go back to the settings of the app and up the simulations here. Let's say to like 500,000. That should make it a little better. This is what we're on. Now when you calculate, the calculation would take a little longer. However, this chart will be more accurate. All right, so let's go back. Let's do actual hand ranges instead of just random cards. Let's just create a hand real quick. Hand range. Let's just take something like this. And let's also fill in some cards up here. Jack, queen, king. Now these are actually exact odds in this case, because the calculation engine could actually perform all the possible enumerations. So now these values are 100% accurate, rounded to the 10th. So here we're still up against pocket tens, but you have a tighter hand range, and also the board cards are Jack, Queen, and King. So what stands out is the ace. If you have ace 10, you're actually in really good shape. 74% the time you'll win. You're up against 10, so he's on the straight draw, so it's not 100%. What's another really good hand? Pocket kings are really good because you have a set. Pocket queens are really good, set. Pocket jacks are really good because it's set. Let's go back and let's give this guy random cards also. So now you're no longer up against pocket tens, but up against just a random range. Now this chart looks more greenish because you're up against weaker hands. And here ace 10 should be a really good hand to have. Let's look at ace 10. 93.4%. That's really good. Aces, pocket kings, 87.7. That's a set. So it's actually much better to have a straight there than a set. And again, you can do the filter. So if you want to see only all the hands that you break even, it's pretty much all the hands you have because you're up against random cards. So that kind of interesting. The hands that are the weakest in this range is pocket fives, pocket sixes, and pocket sevens. All these other ones are actually better because these here are all flop to pair. Anything with a king, queen, and jack, which is most of this range, flops a pair, and anything that has an ace at least flopped a straight. Anything with a 10 flopped a straight, also straight draw. I'm sorry, not a straight, but a straight draw. So they're actually not that bad shape. However, if you have a 5, 6, or 7, you just have a weak pair, and potentially can overcome better. Let's also do a hand where, let's do just random cards here, and you can do equity heat charts with just a single card, like a queen. Now when you calculate it, it shows you all the hands with that queen, with the pocket queens being the best. And see how nicely subtracts all these out. So you can actually see, if you filter slowly enough, you can see best hand to worst hand. Or if you start here, you can see the best hand is queens. Second best hand to have with the single queen should be ace queen suited, then ace queen closely behind, king queen suited, then probably king queen, then queen jack, queen 10, queen jack, king 10, and filling all the rest in. All right. So there's the basics of the equity heat chart. If you have any questions, you can always email me at support@edwardle.com or visit the website edwardle.com. And also check out the other videos I have in this training series for the Poker Odds Calculator Pro app. Thank you.